Superworm by Julia Donaldson, illustrated by Axel Scheffler, published by Arthur A. Levine, an imprint of Scholastic. Superworm is super long. Superworm is super strong. Watch him wiggle. See him squirm. Hip, hip, hooray for Superworm. Help! Disaster! Baby Toad has hopped onto a major road. Someone help him, quick! Oh no! Look! A Superworm lasso! He saved the day. The bees are feeling bored today. They need a nice new game to play. Cheer up, bees. No need to mope. It's Superworm, the skipping rope. Yay! You saved the day. Beetle's fallen in the well. Is she drowning? Who can tell? Not to panic. All is fine. It's Superworm, the fishing line. To the rescue! Then toads and beetles, bees and bugs, brother snails and sister slugs, Uncle Earwig, Auntie Ant, clap and cheer and chant this chant. Can you do it with me? Superworm is super long. Superworm is super strong. Watch him wiggle, watch him squirm. Hip, hip, hooray for Superworm. Awesome. Thanks for saying it. The chant is carried on the air to Wizard Lizard in his lair. He mutters in his servant's ear, "Find that worm and bring him here." The servant crow is black and grim. Everyone is scared of him. They all let out a fearful shriek to see their hero in his beak. The wizard waves his magic flower. Now, Superworm, you're in my power, and you must tunnel, wreathe, and coil to find me treasure in the soil. Well, Superworm is very cross to have a lizard as his boss, but when he tries to slink away, the wizard's magic makes him stay. For days he tunnels, twists and winds, but all the treasure that he finds is 2 small buttons, half a cork, a toffee, and a plastic spork. The lizard flicks an angry tail. Have one last try, and if you fail to find that treasure down below, I'll feed you to my hungry crow. You better get to work. The crow is flapping through the night. Everyone looks up in fright. They see him perch upon an oak and listen to his dreadful croak. Gah, gah, Superworm is good to eat. Superworm's a special treat. He'll be juicy, fat, and firm. Hip, hip, hooray for Superworm. Action, quickly, at the double. Superworm is in frightful trouble. We must help him if we can. We must hatch a cunning plan. The garden creatures leave their home, carrying a honeycomb. They jump and fly and crawl and creep. I wonder what they're going to do. And they find the lizard fast asleep. As the lizard sleeps, they chew the petals off his flower to rob him of his magic power. And the caterpillars fetch some leaves, while busily the spider weaves. The web is strong, the web is tough, the web is plenty big enough. The wizard wakes. This isn't funny. I'm wrapped in leaves and stuck with honey. Get me out! Then up the bees and beetles fly and lift the web high into the sky. This is the place! And bang! Crash! Thump! The wizard's in the rubbish dump. And now, from somewhere underground, there comes a distant rumbling sound. The earth begins to heave, and then Superworm is back again. Yay for Superworm! Superworm the swing! Superworm the slide! Yay! Superworm the hula hoop! Superworm the fairground ride! Yay! Superworm the belt, the hat, a fashion statement, the crane, the train, Superworm the acrobat, then toads and beetles, bees and bugs, brother snails and sister slugs, Uncle Earwig, Auntie Ant, they clap and cheer and chant this chant. Superworm is super long, Superworm is super strong. Watch him wiggle, see him squirm. Hip, hip, hooray for Superworm. I hoped you enjoyed this little read aloud of Superworm by Julia Donaldson and illustrated by Axel Scheffler. Thanks, boys and girls.